You are listening to Parking Lot Perspectives with Darren and Evan.
And we are back, episode 9 of Parking Lot Perspectives.
Traitors.
The Traitors, or Couchside Perspectives, since we're watching a reality show. And you might notice we have 2 people on the couch with us that have not been here before. Well, Jess has. These are our friends, Chris and Jess. Jess was on our Halloween episode. She is the Halloween focus person. We just got done watching Fanatic. Yeah, I didn't want to say freak. Fanatic better. Yeah. We just got done watching episode 9 of The Traitors. I'm just going to come out right now and say it's FUBAR. I'm just going to say it. It's FUBAR. It was, you'll see it. We'll talk through it. So, anyways, Evan again came up with this idea about doing The Traitors, and lo and behold, our friends Jess and Chris are huge fans of Traitors, right? Big fans. Way bigger than I am.
As of this season, they're just like you.
Way bigger than I am. So, with that said, we're going to open right up. We're going to get their feedback. We're going to go back and forth. We'll try and blow through this episode because it was a crappy episode in my view.
I agree.
Yes, Jess and Chris definitely agree it sucked. Okay, so it opens up in the turret.
I mean, it starts off right. Danielle's begging Caroline.
I really think
hey,
in here.
we got to get Brittany. And Caroline's I don't want Brittany, right? You're going to double team. It's not going to be a good look. So she is trying to voice her opinion, and they end up killing instead of recruiting, which sucks.
Which sucks, because we all said, right, Jess, Chris, we thought it was going to be Dylan, right?
Well,
the smart move would have been to get
Dylan. Yes.
The smart move would have been Dylan, but therefore we knew they weren't going to choose that because we know they're not smart.
That is true. And I cannot emphasize what Chris just said enough. They...
Dumb.
Again, I said this last episode, and Evan gave me grief. Either Danielle is the most brilliant player, or she's the most stupid player, but...
I can answer
Stupid. But either way, they did not recruit anyone. So they go out, and lo and behold, Carolyn's pissed. I mean, we all agree. Carolyn was pissed. Yeah. And because she said, what Evan said is that really Danielle wanted Brittany. They're besties now. And Carolyn's like, look, all you're going to do is just turn on me.
And then Danielle's like, let's just kill Dylan. And then Carolyn's like, no. I like Dylan. And then that just pissed her off even more.
Rip.
So it ends in the turret. You don't know. Breakfast starts. And what did we think of the breakfast, guys? I mean, seating. You had a problem with the seating.
Well, right away, Carolyn walks in with Gabby. And there's only enough seats, right, for those who've been selected to live. Right. And they didn't go to the final last seat, so they left a seat open. So, one by one they come in. But then what happens is Danielle came in and sat right next to Carolyn. And it was like stupidity at its finest.
I think this is the only episode where they've actually someone walked around others to sit somewhere else.
Just bad. So,
but what's interesting, not to cut you off, but Gabby wants Danielle. They opened it up. Her and Carolyn were like, let's get Danielle, which gets us all excited because we don't like Danielle.
I think it's a consensus. No Danielle fans.
Boo.
Yeah. Not. We'll get to the end. Okay, so right off the bat, you see the best thing was, remember last week we talked about that none of the Traitors stay at the castle. They all stay at a hotel. So they go through all the people that could be voted off, and they're all
put those up.
Sam's working out. Dylan's got his 8-pack, I think, not 6-pack. He's got 8-pack. He's doing these bars and crap.
Chris does that in his...
He does. Chris looks like that when he golfs. It does. So the bottom line is Sam's gone. Sam, who actually, Jess, right? Sam made a great case the last episode. Could have cost him, yes?
Yeah, I mean, he finally spoke up, said something, and they just were like, gone.
So what does that tell you? Speak up and die.
Yeah.
So
but we did call
it. Evan did call that last episode for those of you that might have watched it. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe, click, like, and follow. Yes. We'll have to insert that at the beginning of every clip. And that's what we got going. So Sam's gone. Right, and
Chris, did you like Sam?
Sam was all right in the last episode, so I wasn't happy that he was gone.
Chris liked Sam because he got Britney Spears headband. That's why Chris likes Sam.
No,
I think let's be honest, you did.
He graduated from furniture to a half person.
That is true.
Episode.
That is true.
And then he immediately got axed.
He went from not a mute to playing way too hard.
He did. That's a great point, though. He did go from being quiet, and then he comes up and he was great in the last episode. Saw everything that happened.
He should have whispered that idea in someone else's ear.
Yeah, Evan said that right as we're watching this. He said, remember, he sat right next to Danielle and said everything. And I think that was key. I really think that was key. Danielle's like, nope,
it's on her,
not having it.
He's on her radar.
So Alan comes in. He looks great on the set. He was great.
Candy Cane Allen. What do we think?
Whoville. Yes, the Grinch.
We'll put some comparisons up. I think
Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah.
Cindy Lou Who.
So before we jump into the mission, there was some talking, right? There's some talking.
Yeah.
And the whole thing came about with, Dylan says, man, I think I'm really, it's Danielle. I'm thinking Danielle, right? And Tom, oh my God. This guy is wallpaper. Tom's like, Dolores. Remember, Tom is the guy, and Jess and Chris, if I'm wrong, let me know, but Tom is the guy that had the coffin theory, would not let go of the coffin theory.
Yeah. Once he gets on something, he's on it. He's staying on the boat.
Yeah. So
he's just an odd fella.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
So there's some talking. So Dolores and Danielle talk, and again, we have these fantastic notes that Evan takes of these.
Sponsored by Evan's Notes.
Sponsored by Evan's Notes and Sapporo. So yeah, go ahead.
No, I think overall the pre-mission, right? I kind of label this section because it's where they spit their game right before the mission, right after the breakfast, trying to understand what happened. I like the conversations. Dylan and Carolyn have a very close relationship. You see that. And I make this call out, and we could talk more at the roundtable conversation, but he's always getting in this position where he gets too close to the wrong people. Like Rob was his best friend, and he had made
he made friends with Derek, didn't he? As well?
Yeah. I think
Briefly.
He's a very good player, and you saw that even more in this episode than all the others.
And to close out the pre-mission, we also had, I think, Danielle cried again, because if Danielle doesn't cry for at least 3 minutes of the entire show, I think the script is not written properly. And so she cries.
We're going to put a segment up. Brittany and Danielle both were crying back and forth.
It's scripted. It's all scripted. Don't go there. So
is it scripted?
Yes.
Partially.
So
Partially.
The mission, we all agreed, was the worst game ever.
Harry Potter-ish, but worse.
So,
Chris, what was the line from Harry Potter?
Not me, not Hermione, you.
So the whole thing is, they brought back two former people. Did you get their name?
Parvati and Kate.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I'm sitting here,
No
they
idea.
didn't see last season, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm trying not to give spoilers for them, but
We don't want to know.
they are great. That's all.
So the game, like last week's game in the dolls and the house, I thought was really cool. It was it got you.
Yeah.
This was, and it took forever. Now, to bring up the Harry Potter thing, it was a big guy in a cloak, and he moves on this statue base, and they're on a chessboard, and the Traitors were asked questions about everyone in the group. Like, the very first question was, who is slithering under the radar? Chess piece was a snake. Slytherin. I don't know if Harry Potter, I don't know if J.K. Rowling would say that's copyright infringement, like Slytherin, snake. I don't know. What do you think? Could be?
No.
No? So they voted, and what's interesting is you hear Carolyn and Danielle talk in the turret about how to answer the questions. Thoughts on the feedback that they had.
Let's hear the thoughts from our local guest here.
They played it very terribly. They should have gone with what they believed would have actually been the general consensus and then just shut up when they were deciding who to vote for in the actual event.
Boy, spot on, Jess.
No, I agree with everything. I think you go with who you think everyone's going to say it's going to be, not try to throw a curveball or put your name in it.
Yeah, so
you can
just,
put your name in it.
Just hang on to what Jess just said, because the first question was who's slithering under, and Brittany, they all voted it was Brittany, so her chess piece gets knocked over, they win $5,000.
And there was no suspicion.
Yes, none.
This was a good pick, I guess.
Because it was also based on what Sierra said in the previous episode.
Great,
they were
great
feeding off of that. Good call.
Yep.
But
So-
it was funny, Tom voted for himself here. It's a theme.
Tom voted
Voted for
It has
himself
to be
every
good.
time.
Has to
Spoiler
be.
alert.
So they have a chance to win $20,000. There's 4 questions. So that was the first question. Second
Yeah, 5K
question.
right there.
Second question was, who is the biggest threat to the Traitors? Tom immediately. Me. And by the way,
Because I'm telling you, it's Dolores, guys.
so we watched this. We watched this in Evan's family room, right? We're right here. We're watching it, and we're all spread out over this big section, and we're just like ripping into Tom because Tom, Oh my gosh.
It's a
Tom
waste
is,
of oxygen.
I'm going to use Jana Evans' wife's term. Tom is TV reality gold.
He is.
He just makes you want to.
Yeah.
He's got 2 brain cells, and they operate in the same direction. It's just always the wrong direction.
Yeah. Dolores. So
Dolores.
Tom votes for himself, and it wasn't Tom. It was Brittany, which, again, if you think about how screwed up Danielle and Carolyn were in the turret, why would you have the same person voted twice? Jess, right?
Right. Why?
I didn't get that.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
didn't either.
Just
Skirt under the radar, but also the biggest threat.
Yeah.
Makes
so,
sense, guys.
yeah,
Makes sense.
Just keep
No,
picking
it's
Brittany. I
not.
guess.
Just keep picking Brittany. So, the third question, who is the leader of...
Tom.
Tom, it's me!
Dolores.
It's me!
Who is the leader of the pack? And Tom, kid you not, bam. Me.
But they went with Dylan.
They went with Dylan,
But they should have went with Tom.
and they lost 5K because...
Because
they
our
picked
stupid
Tom.
traitors
Picked Tom.
put Tom.
Yeah.
And Dylan was the right answer.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the Traitors would not have been any risk of
Yeah.
being known because everyone
That-
thinks it's
Right.
him.
Yeah,
So
that was
now...
And meanwhile, Carolyn shoots herself in the foot.
Now, the fourth question is the one that Carolyn shoots herself and really does not put good light on her. And the question was, whose voice is the most irrelevant? And Carolyn, I didn't get this. Jess and Chris, I know you're new watching this with me, but I didn't get it. She started
I didn't either.
right off the go.
Like, be quiet.
Yeah.
Let everyone else talk.
While Carolyn may have an irrelevant voice because they all view her as the I'm gonna say quirky individual she is, the most irrelevant voice is Tom. Now, mind you, none
No,
of them
I'm
thought
sorry,
that.
not to cut you off. Most irrelevant is Ivar.
The
Oh,
couch.
Ivar is the
yeah.
couch. I mean,
The
he
couch.
doesn't. He's irrelevant.
The
So-
sofa.
The sofa.
He's still furniture.
Yes. Yes.
Ex-
So
But if they went Ivar,
If-
or even Tom, they would have had no suspicion.
Yeah.
I think the last question, Carolyn was, we didn't call it out, but she was talking as well a lot. And Dylan was
Yes.
picking up
She
on
took
it.
it personal.
She took it personal. She wants the 5K. If I was a trader, who cares about the 5K? You're going to
Right.
steal the money anyway.
Yeah.
but
But yeah.
the key point, and this is what Carolyn has a problem with, is Dylan says, I'm starting to see Carolyn undo it, right? I mean, he
Yeah.
could start seeing that she was not making the best move possible.
And the key thing here, so it ends, right? They only got 10,000, and there was no shields, right? I think they
Good
stopped
call. None.
shields
Yeah.
after they get under 10 people. I think.
Yeah, because by the way, there's only 8 contestants
Right.
left right now. So yeah, good
it
call.
makes sense.
Good
They
call.
shouldn't have any people safe at this point. So that's how the game ended.
Yep.
And Carolyn is up for grabs.
And Jana said it very well. It was a filler game. I mean,
Terrible.
it
Yeah.
took forever.
Yes.
I mean, I get the cool Harry Potter, right? Shout out to my daughter Carly. Love Harry Potter. She does. Chris, huge Harry Potter fan, has the big collector's box.
He does. We'll throw it up.
We'll throw it up.
Maybe.
It just sucked.
Yeah.
Just okay. So now they're back in the cars. Now, mind you, there's only 3 cars left. And Dylan and Tom are in the car, and Dylan. Oh, man. Go for it, Ev.
Carolyn opened her mouth. She dug herself her own grave. And when you're on Dylan's radar, right, guys, it's not good.
I want to point out that I called Dylan as a champion like first time I saw the episode, so or way back at the beginning. So they're in the car. Carolyn and Ivar want Danielle, but Tom, Jess, what is up with Tom and his favorite person, Dolores?
I don't know what he's thinking. I don't think he is thinking. I think he just picks a name and he's like, I'm gonna stick with this for I don't know how many episodes.
My God. Oh, okay. I get frustrated every time I just think about this crap. So Carolyn is going against Danielle. Danielle's going against Carolyn.
Yeah.
Tom is wallpaper going against Dolores
In his own world.
in his own world. And Ivar's like, ooh, I can see it. I think it is Danielle.
While he's having his tea for the 20th time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually had some moments.
He did. So
Yeah.
so let's move on to the round table. The round table starts.
And guess who starts it? Chris, who starts it?
Ivar.
Ivar.
And he's like,
By the
hey,
way-
I think there's 2 traitors, and I think
And they're
both
females.
females.
And Gabby's like, let's not go there.
And
He was handed
instantly
the
gets
script.
shut down.
By everyone. Everyone shut that down.
Even though he's right.
Ding, 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 ding.
So
Winner.
what I don't get is Sam spoke finally last episode. He's gone. Ivar speaks this episode, but I think he's still irrelevant. But Ivar comes out talking about, hey, there's 2 girls, this and that. Then Carolyn just jumps right in. And let's be honest. I mean, again, Evan and I have talked about this a few times on the show. You don't know the editing, but sitting back in our view, all four of us could see the facial responses. And we knew right away she didn't have the votes, but she did. She went, right? I mean, she went toe-to-toe with Danielle.
Came up to Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of two burn votes again. Stupid Tom and Dolores. I mean,
Just voting for them. Just vote for each other. So the best part was Dylan. He made the best comment, what I thought was the best comment of the entire series so far is, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win the money. Amen. I mean, because Danielle says something in here that goes against every fiber of my being. Is she's like, I tell lies all the time. It's just lies. And it's just, this show is the most uncomfortable thing to watch if you don't like deceiving. And I'd rather just tell people that they are, like, if I saw Ivor, I'd be like, dude, you sucked on that show.
I don't know, man. I think smart deceiving's fine.
No, lying.
Stupid deceiving.
Telling somebody, I believe, you gotta trust me. You gotta trust me, and then I'm gonna kill you.
What's a game show? You gotta put it on.
You swear on your life on this.
Yeah, it's not
Your
good.
family,
It's not
everything.
good.
I swear on you if I go in.
Yeah, there you go. So, lo and behold, the vote comes down to the final vote. It goes with 3 votes for Carolyn, 2 votes for Danielle, 1 for Tom, 1 for Dolores. Dylan left to make the vote. And we all are at the same time. We're like, oh yeah, she's gone. Because he said, I'm sorry, Carolyn. But like he said, I'm here to win money, not to make friends. And
now, us sitting here in their shoes at the table, they were probably seeing a different Danielle speech. But
True.
From our side, it wasn't that good.
No.
Danielle
Right.
just sucks.
Yes, I agree.
I don't think, like, everyone's like, she was more convincing. Carolyn, she didn't speak. There was a lot of times she was just sitting there. She didn't know what to say. I think there was a part where she was also like, I wasn't ready to defend myself. I'm like, what? You're going into this at the head.
That's Carolyn, though.
Yeah, that's her. She cried a lot. She really handled herself well in the show. If she did not open her mouth up during that challenge, she probably would have won.
I agree 100%. You guys agree on that?
She didn't shoot herself in the foot. She took like a rocket launcher to her foot during the challenge.
Yeah.
Jess, you
She was
agree?
on no one's
yeah,
radar.
absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, and as she goes into the round table, she even says, did Danielle set me up for this? I feel like now, looking back, she's like, did Danielle set me up? And I got to tell you, if you look back at the footage, you can see Danielle's grin. Like, yeah, you go ahead and answer that way. Yeah,
Sure.
Yep, she let her make those decisions.
Yeah.
She let Carolyn place whose name
That
it
is
was
correct.
for the answer.
So she
Very
did get
good.
played.
But she put up the answers herself, though.
She
She did, but she got played. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. So Danielle, we are not Danielle fans, but hey, props. I mean,
Props.
I mean, dumb played dumber.
I don't know, but here's the deal. Carolyn's gone.
Dumber, and Danielle. I'm going to put them all in the same car.
Carolyn's gone, and Evan's point is spot on. She makes a terrible speech to go. I mean, the class speech was Boston Rob. I'm still going to go back to him. Yes, I'm a fan now. I'll still never watch Survivor.
won't.
But no, I
He's
will
gonna
not.
watch it next
No,
week.
I
Tune in
am
next
not.
week.
Next
Not
week,
even close.
Survivor.
No. So, lo and behold, she's gone. So, everyone's like, oh, the best part, and Evan's going to, I think, insert this.
What?
You see Danielle fall to the ground, crying
Yes, I'm
and
slowing
shaking.
shaking
Ah!
uncontrollably.
Ah! God, it's the worst.
I can't.
And they all go over to her
Oh my
and lift
God,
her
are you
up.
okay? Are you okay?
Pick me up.
It's okay, Danielle.
We don't see that that's fake.
Right. So the best was
No, 'cause that's stupid.
Gabby talks about,
This is after. So
this is afterwards, after a vote off. So Gabby talks about.
So she was. I forgot who she was speaking with, unless anyone knows. She was on the couch with someone explaining, hey, was that traitor on traitor fighting?
That's right.
It's giving me Boston Rob and Bob the Drag Queen.
It was
vibes.
Tom and
Someone else.
We'll throw it up.
Yeah.
I think it was someone.
Yeah.
She was with someone, and I think that's a very good call out. Gabby, Chris, you said that was the first time Gabby said something smart, which I agree. I'll
she
back
called
him.
it back to Rob and
It was a good call out.
Although, Evan, you did talk about Wes. Wes made the same comment. How would a traitor who's a
think
traitor?
Jana did.
Yeah.
That
So,
was me.
Or no,
It
that
was
was
actually
that was
Jess.
Jess.
It was
Great
me.
job, Jess. Great job. So,
The other wonderful woman.
So now we go to the turret, and it's just Danielle. And, wow. And the rules, per the rules, as we all found out,
Put the rule book out.
they have to recruit someone,
Right.
but this one's different.
surprise, surprise.
So Alan comes in, and they say, as per the rules, select one faithful and say, you join or die. Well, I think Jess said to me, why wouldn't you join? I mean,
I guess
you're
everyone
going to go
would think.
home.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so...
So what does everyone think she picks?
Tom,
Big surprise.
100%. She picks
Dolores.
Tom. Dolores.
No, it was Brittany, her
she
best
picks
friend.
Brittany, but then Brittany is automatically like, can I trust her? Can I trust Danielle?
Yeah.
And hell no, you can't. But so that's how the episode ends. And next week, I didn't understand. So I need you to explain it. One of you guys explain. What is the new twist for next week?
Right.
There's a seer.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what happens is somehow someone's going to get selected as the seer.
Which we don't
And
know.
the only thing that we know as of right now is that they're going to be given the opportunity to point blank ask if someone is a traitor, and they have to be honest when they ask.
Ooh, I didn't. Oh, I did not hear that.
But we don't know when.
We don't know when.
If it's at the round table, that would be fantastic.
It
that
would
makes,
be.
Then everyone would just vote
Because
that
if they make Dylan the seer and he says, Danielle, you were my other suspicion, are you a traitor? Boom. And then Brittany can smooth sail into the end. Because we're assuming that Brittany is going to accept and not take herself out of the game.
Well, we know
like a
she does
doofus.
because they show the next
Coming
episode.
attractions.
Yeah, because Evan caught it immediately. They showed next week, and she's in.
Yeah.
she's.
She
So-
how cool, I was saying this to all of you, if Brittany gets recruited and just backstabs Danielle first week.
Best episode
that would
ever.
be the best thing
Well,
I've ever
we
seen.
were all joking. Like, if she gets Brittany, we're just not going to keep watching because this is stupid.
Yeah.
It would be the only thing that would be entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the face of Danielle, the
Great call.
heartbreak and the crying.
Because you could get the shaking.
I
You
would
could
love to get the
dropping
real
forward.
cry.
That would be a real cry.
That would be a real cry.
would-
So-
I would love to get that.
As we close out, again, we'll remind everyone, don't forget to like, click, subscribe, and follow, whether you're listening or watching. We do appreciate all the feedback. Got some really good feedback last week, some really good interactions. But I want to get Jess's thoughts on next week, because we're going to go down to 6 players.
Put her on the spot.
I am. And then we're going to go to Chris. So thoughts on next week. What do you see happening next week? Anyone particular you think might go home?
The kill.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see when Brittany accepts the position and if Brittany has how much influence she has over Danielle since they
Good
played
catch, yeah.
before and her starting to put her
like that.
own opinions
Yeah,
on her.
that's a good
I
call.
like that.
I don't know.
Okay.
I
Chris?
like it.
Chris? Thoughts?
Oh boy. I really hope the seer doesn't go to Tom and then he asks Dolores.
Oh!
And
I didn't even think about it.
waste
It's
it
Dolores,
in
I
time.
Oh, that is like the
That's
worst.
amazing.
But I really hope, like, the seer goes to someone and they call out Danielle, and then Brittany is there like, oh, I just became a traitor, and now I'm the only traitor left for the rest of the game. Like, that would be awesome.
good.
That would be.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
But I have a strange feeling it's going to be Tom calling out Dolores, and we're all going to cry.
Yeah.
It
So-
would be cool if Ivar got it and he went with his gut that there were 2 traitors, still women, and he goes after Danielle.
I
And
don't
he
see,
was the one.
I don't see why at the end of the vote, Ivar didn't say, hey, I said there was 2, and by the way, that was 1, and here's the other one.
Yeah. So to
They
be
might-
fair, did they say how they picked this year?
No, it was.
No.
It's
We don't know.
a surprise, but
Well, that'll
very
be a surprise.
exciting.
Very exciting. Ev, any final thoughts?
I think we're gonna be in for a good episode next week.
I would
wanted
agree.
to surprise us. I wanted to surprise because right now we're on the downward slope,
Wow.
and we're going up. Hopefully, with Danielle going home.
Yeah. I will just say this was the worst episode of the season so far. It was boring.
That game
and,
was great. What are you talking about?
Oh my God. So again, we'll come back with our next episode next week. And by the way, we figured out that it showed on the Peacock that it's done March 6th is the final episode. So we'll be wrapping this up.
Left.
So,
Bye,
okay,
Felicia!
you have yourself a wonderful day. Don't forget to click, like, subscribe, and follow. Talk to y'all.
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.